Hello, friends. Welcome to Stories with Arna. Today we are going to read Osborne first reading The Golden Carpet, retold by Myri McKinnon, illustrated by Alida Masari, read by Vishnupriya and yes, let's start. The Golden Carpet. There was once a handsome prince named Arham. He loved to go out hunting with his friends. One summer day, they came to a village in the hills. Prince Arham saw a beautiful girl fetching some water from the well. The prince and his friends were thirsty. "Give us a drink of water," they cried. The girl poured water on a cloth. "Please wipe your faces first," she said. Then she poured some more water into a cup for them. "You can drink now," she said. "Why did you do that?" the prince asked. "If you drink too quickly, it can make you sick," the girl explained. "You needed to cool down," she said. She smiled and went away. Prince Aram was amazed. "Who is she?" he wondered. His friends asked the villagers. "That's Annie, the shepherd's daughter," they said proudly. "She taught everyone in our village to read. Clever Annie." Everyone is full of praises for the shepherd's daughter. "I am going to marry her," Aram decided. His friends were shocked. "You can't make a shepherd girl into a princess." But that evening, the prince went to the shepherd's house. It was full of fine carpets and lace. "My daughter Annie made everything here," he is showing to the prince. "I want to marry your daughter," Arham burst out. "Well, then, you should ask her yourself," said the shepherd. Annie laughed. "I don't know anything about you. What do you do?" That's her question to the prince. "I'm a prince," Arham said with pride. "You can't just be a prince," said Annie. "Can't you do anything else?" "I will only marry a man who knows how to do a real job." Annie is right. I really should learn a skill, the prince thought. When he returned to his palace, Arham called for the best craftsmen in the city. "What can you teach me?" he asked. One old man stepped forward. "Your Majesty, I can show you how to weave carpets threaded with gold." "That would be a fine skill for a prince," he said. The prince worked hard and learned all he could. A year later, he went back to Annie's village with a beautiful carpet. "I made it for you." It had a pattern of flowers and birds and beautiful crowns around Annie's own name. Soon after, Annie married Prince Arham. In time, they became king and queen. They ruled wisely and well, and all their people loved them. See, everyone is praising them and is happy with how they are ruling. The king and his friends still liked to go hunting. One day, they rode into the hills, many miles from the palace. When it started getting dark, they made a fire and set up camp for the night. Suddenly, thick black smoke rolled around them. Invisible enemies attacked from all sides. "Help!" shouted Arham and his friends. Invisible hands tied them together and forced them to march through the night. What is the meaning of invisible? Invisible means something we cannot see. So they could not see or make out who their enemies are here. As the dawn broke, they reached high cliffs and trudged into a cave. Once they were inside, the cave mouth closed behind them. Torches flickered, and at last they saw who had captured them. A cruel sorcerer. Oh oh. You are my slaves, thundered the sorcerer. Work for me, and I might just spare your lives, he said. He led them into a vast cavern. In the dim light, they saw men and women hunched over looms and workbenches. You'll die unless you do as he says, said one of the men to him. Arham was horrified, but he was determined to save his friends. Sir, we are weavers, he said. We can make the finest carpet you have ever seen. Well, we'll need fine wool and gold thread and the biggest loom you have. The sorcerer's slaves worked day and night. Their master took everything they made and sold it in the city. Arham secretly taught his friends all the skills he knew. Gradually, a beautiful carpet took shape, and into the border, the king wove a secret message. Let's see how he plans to rescue. When the sorcerer saw the finished carpet, he was impressed. Good work! It will make me rich, he said. You should show it to the queen, Arham said. She will give you the best price for it. Great idea, said the sorcerer. All this time, Queen Annie had been desperately worried. She sent out one search party after another, but there was no news. Still, she was sure that the king was alive. One day, she heard that a strange old man wanted to show her a fine carpet. Annie felt a surge of hope. She recognized the king's work right away. Then she spotted the secret message. My darling, the man who bought you this carpet is an evil sorcerer. We are his prisoners in these mountains. Help us. I think this is where he has written the message and the queen has read it. Please, lend me your stick, the queen said to the old man. I need to spread the carpet out a little. She took his magic staff. Then she cried, Guards, seize him! The sorcerer screeched and writhed, but without his staff, he was helpless. See, Annie, the queen, was so clever that she first took the staff and then asked the guards to seize the sorcerer. Queen Annie herself rode to the mountains to rescue the king. When she reached the cliff, she struck it hard with the sorcerer's staff. The staff snapped and the cave opened. The slaves saw bright daylight and cheered. Arham rushed into Annie's arms. I knew you would save us, he said. And see, everyone is happy and cheering behind. They are going to be rescued now. The queen brought the slaves back to the palace and sent for their families. Soon they were all strong and well. So were Arham and his friends, although they weren't so keen on hunting anymore. I think I'll try fishing instead. That's what he thinks now. King Arham and Queen Ani ruled for many more years. Their palace became more and more splendid. It was filled with beautiful things made by the king and queen, their children, and their friends. They ruled well and nicely. And that's the end of our story today. Hope you enjoyed reading with us. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon for updates on our new uploads. See you next time. Bye bye.